I had a request for a Kitchener stitch video in English, so here we go. We have, it's really fun and easy, and this is a man's sock, so it's rather large. Obviously cuff down, and then you do your heel and your foot, and you finish by decreasing for the toes, and then you have the same number of stitches on 2 needles, your top of your foot and sole of your foot. And the Kitchener stitch is the easiest thing in the world. First of all, your first stitch is slightly different than the rest. Just call it a setup stitch. You're going to use a tapestry needle with the remnant of your yarn, and first stitch you're going to, on the front needle, always keep your needles in the same, as you can see I've got 2 different color needles here so you can see. Your first stitch you're going to put your tapestry needle in as if to purl, pull your yarn through, leave it on the needle. Your back needle, you will do it as if to knit, go through the stitch like you're going to do a knit stitch and leave it on. Now you're set up, and so you did purl, front, knit, back, and you're ready to go. Now every single stitch will be the same. First you knit off, or in other words take your stitch off in the knit position as if to knit, and then on the same needle purl, go do as if to purl, but leave it on the needle, don't take that stitch off. Now go to your back needle, you purl off and knit and stay on the needle. So it's the same thing now. This one you purled and left on last time. Now you're going to knit it off, knit stitch off, purl stitch, leave it on the needle, and every time give it a good little tug. Make sure it's, don't let the yarn over like that, not good. Okay, so then you go to your back needle and you purl off, and then still back needle, knit stitch, but leave it on. And that's all there is to it. You're going to do that on every single stitch. Knit off, purl on, tighten, purl off, and knit on. So we're almost done. And of course we get a plane go overhead. Okay. So I had 2 stitches left on each needle. I knitted that one off and do as if to purl and leave on. So I got 1 stitch left on the front needle. Purl the back one off and knit, but leave on the back one. So now I got 2 stitches left, 1 in front, 1 in back. So all you're going to do is just keep doing it. Knit off the front needle, and now we've just got the back needle, and purl that one off. Yikes. Okay. So that last stitch was a little loose, so we got a big loop there, but that's no big deal because we're going to take this yarn, go through the nearest stitch, turn your sock inside out, so your yarn into your work in there, and you got yourself the perfect foot, the perfect toe. And as you can see, the Kitchener stitch, it's like a miracle stitch. You can't even tell. It looks as if one contiguous knit from top to bottom, but the most important thing is that you don't feel it under your toes. This was invented by Brigadier General Kitchener in World War I. Back then, all the socks made for the soldiers from home were being done, closed off by simply stitching the two edges together. And that seam really bothered the soldiers, I can imagine. I mean, it would bother me. But in combat, in boots, and so forth. So he invented this stitch, and that's why it's called the Kitchener stitch. And now you know how to do it, and you can graft a toe.